Welcome to America Salutes Its Veterans. Thank you so much for being with us today. Today we're going to talk about Veterans Court. What does it mean for veterans? Why do we have it? And we have a special guest, two of them, to talk about what's important for veterans, and that is Hennepin County District Court Judge Richard Hopper. Judge Hopper, welcome.
Thank you.
And Hennepin County Veterans Service Director, Milton Shoen. Welcome. And thank you. Veterans Court, when you think about it, it's a huge concept. What does it all mean?
Well, first of all, you have to understand the problems that veterans might face when they come back from a particular war. We've learned from previous wars that veterans often have PTSD or traumatic brain injuries, or can have chemical dependency issues. When they come back with those kinds of problems, there's going to be a certain percentage of them that end up in the criminal justice system. The purpose of a veterans court is to identify those individuals, give some special treatment to their cases, in the sense that we would provide the services that they would need to help their behavioral problems, and also give them a more favorable disposition if they go through the program, so that whatever they've done does not haunt them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. One of the things that I heard a while ago, one of the other jobs I do is lobby at the legislature, and I hear a lot from legislators that talk about the fact that in greater Minnesota, sometimes our courts get filled with returning veterans. Do you think that percentage is high?
I don't think it's a high percentage, but it's a significant percentage. First of all, there's only a certain percentage of veterans that come back from war with these problems. Then there is only a certain percentage that actually end up in the criminal justice system. What we've learned since Vietnam is, however, is that they don't go away. They end up cycling and recycling through the criminal justice system, to the point where even today we have a number of Vietnam vets that end up in court on a regular basis.
Sure. So you're helping to create, Milton Shoen from Hennepin County Veterans Services, an advocacy, kind of an advocacy system in the county court system.
Right, and it's important. We've got 1 in 5 veterans that come back from Iraq have some indication of post-traumatic stress disorder or other behavioral health issues. 4 out of 5 don't have those indications. But many people need some help. Oftentimes people have a normal reaction to the abnormal circumstances they've experienced in combat. A lot of use of chemicals, oftentimes it's they're driving while under the influence and other issues. But they can be addressed and they can be dealt with. But what we've learned in the past, if you don't deal with the underlying behavioral issues, then people do cycle through the criminal justice system and we all pay.
How will you be able to do that? Deal with the underlying psychological issues?
Well, first of all, we've partnered with our local services through Hennepin County, also some state services, and most significantly with this court, with the VA system. Our local VA hospital has a great program for PTSD. There are only several in the country where soldiers go to, and ours is one of them. So we're very fortunate to have that here. In addition, they have a great chemical dependency program in St. Cloud. And so we're able to make those connections for these individuals, set them up with the appropriate services. But then as a condition of their supervision in our court, they're required to follow through with all of those services.
Well, it's interesting because when I'm sitting here, I'm wondering what kind of energy did it take to create this court? And how many people said to you, you want to know what? Why do they have a break and I don't? Or it may look to people like a break.
Well, I mean, you had to get, Judge Hopper had to get the county attorney, the city attorney, we had to get corrections together, we had to get Veterans Service, many partners to work together. If it was easy, it'd be done all over. But federal law says you can't, the VA healthcare system can't treat people who are in custody. So we have the opportunity before somebody's sentenced to be able to get them services, or after they've completed a sentence. So we're understanding the limitations that we all have and trying to figure how we can work together for the best end. And at the end of the day, many of these people, their problems go back to their military service, and it's appropriate that the VA ought to be paying for their treatment.
How do you answer other defendants, other folks, and policymakers who say, I don't know, what do you really think of this?
Well, first of all, this is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. This is a very, very intensive program. And quite frankly, if a veteran opted to go through the regular system rather than this, it would probably be easier for them. The problem is that they would end up not getting the services that they need and may continue to recycle through the system. So it's to their advantage to participate in this, but it's not an easy thing. This is not really a giveaway program for veterans. But it is a situation where we can connect them through these various bureaucracies with the services that they need. Oftentimes, people really get just totally lost in the bureaucratic system. And because we have all of these bureaucracies and locations within the Twin Cities and requirements, they end up getting discouraged and end up not doing anything. So what we're able to do is overcome all of that red tape, connect them directly. Our Veterans Administration partners are just fantastic. They are there at every court session. They have all of the information that people need, not only to get the appropriate medical care that they might need, whether that be for mental health or physical health, but also the benefits that they may be entitled to and the social services they may need, such as a place to live.
Will they get those through the VA or through HSPHT?
They will get those services through the VA.
Okay, all right.
And
where do you come into the process?
Well, we have, the VA is divided into two portions. Healthcare is separate from benefits. So if somebody is going to apply for a benefit, compensation or pension, we need to do a separate application beyond healthcare for that. Many of these veterans have issues with their dental care and their optical care. Most of those veterans will be eligible for a state program that we've got for that. So we will work with the veterans, and we like to work with veterans once they've been through treatment. And once somebody moves to sobriety and you assist them, they can do something with it. And it's a positive thing in their life. But if you wind up giving somebody income and they're still addicted, that's not always the best outcome.
So how many veterans? So when they come into Judge Hopper's court, you know that they're there?
Right. We've got one of our county veteran service officers there. There are people from the VA to quickly determine whether they're eligible for VA health care. We will make sure that we need to get a military discharge to make sure that we can apply people for state veterans programs and federal veterans programs. And we're wanting to make sure that we're able to deal with people on an ongoing basis. One of the critical things is you get permanent health care for people and you get them into that VA system.
Judge Hopper, last 20 seconds goes to you.
Okay.
What have we not said, and so much we haven't?
Well, I think it's important to emphasize how difficult it was to put this all together.
Right.
People just think in the age of computers that we just push a button and we have everything, all the information we need on individuals. We all have different data systems. We all have different requirements for privacy, and we had to overcome all of those issues to put this together.
To make it work. I thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much for being with us today. And thank you so very much for being with us. Let us keep knowing what you like so we can bring this to you. Have a great day.